In today's video, I will be showing you how to create your own farmhouse wooden sign. If it's your first time here, I want to say welcome. If it's not your first time, welcome back. This wooden frame I already had on hand, so what I did, I just cut out a thin piece of wood to cover the back. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my heavy duty staple gun and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to install a generous amount of staple around each side, 4 sides. And we're all done installing our staples, so that's what my frame looked like. So I'm going to go in with my matcha Stewart paint in the elephant color. I have some Waverly chalk paint in the color of white. I'm going to be using a paintbrush, and I'm also going to use a small container and a popsicle stick to mix my paint. So I'm going to start off by using my gray paint, and I'm going to start by painting the frame first. Once I'm done painting the outer side of my frame, I'm going to use a smaller brush and I'm going to go on the inner side to paint the inner side of the frame. One suggestion I could make to you guys if you chose to make this frame, I wish I had paint the frame before I add the backing on. So if I should redo this whole frame again, I would definitely paint the frame before I put it together. So I'm going in with my Waverly chalk paint in the color of white to paint on the inner side. And this is why I said I would have, if I should do this again, I would have preferred to paint before I attach the backing. So I'm going in slowly and using my paint to go in this corner, these creases and corners, because I'm trying not to get it as messy. I could use some painter's tape, that would be my next option. But honestly, I wasn't waiting on this paint to dry. So now I'm just going to go back in with my smaller brush and I'm going to touch up the gray part that I got white on. And this is what my frame looked like after being fully dry. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my Waverly chalk paint in the color of white and I'm going to dry brush over the gray. I'm just trying to give it a distressed look. So I'm just gonna continue to dry brush until I achieve my desired look. So now I'm all done with painting. I'm gonna leave this overnight to fully dry. And now we're on to day number 2. So I already print and cut my stencil out with my cricutmaker. So what I was doing is just measuring to make sure I have equal measurement on each side. So I'm going to use my little squeegee here to seal that on. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove the transfer tape. I don't know if you guys realize I lost a small part of the A from Shayna, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to find that piece and I replaced it. So I'm just using my little squeegee tool. I got a little bit of bubble and I'm trying to make sure everything is nice and tight so I have no leakage when or bleeded. I don't know if that's the right word when I paint. Now I'm going to be using a small foam brush. Guys, these brushes are from the Dollar Tree. I got a whole bunch in a pack for $1. Can you believe it? So I'm just using my foam brush with some Stewart paint in the color of black, and I'm going over my stencil. So I am painting very lightly over the stencil because I'm trying not to get too much bleed. The lighter you go, the better it is. So it's always best to add more paint than to have too much paint. So I'm just going over that very lightly, and I'm doing the little tapping and brushing method as well as I go along. I think I'm going to end up adding 3 coats of light black paint on this. Question of the day: what do you think is wrong with this sign? Type me a comment in the comment section and tell me what you think is wrong with this sign. Oh, by the way, this sign is for my sister. Her birthday is coming up and I chose to make her a wooden sign. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to peel off my masking tape before my paint is dry. Because what happens if you wait till the paint is dry, sometimes you get cracking in your paint. And I do not want any cracking, so I'm trying to pull that off while the paint is wet. You may be wondering, is there a specific way of pulling off your masking tape or your stencil? My answer to that question is I do not know, but I also don't think there is. It's not like applying vinyl where you're nervous about the vinyl pulling out. This is paint, so go ahead and you just flip it off. I'm still waiting to see if you guys could tell me what's wrong with this sign. Have you figured it out yet? Oh well, if you haven't figured it out yet, just watch till the end and you will find out. And this is what my sign turns out to look like. The measurement of my sign is 20 inches wide by 16 inches long. So if you're still watching and you haven't figured out what's wrong with this sign, is I misspelled or I forgot to add S to thighs. So I figured that out after I add my masking tape to the frame. So I went ahead and I just hand paint with S on. If you enjoy watching this video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell, type me a comment in the comment section. Also, make sure you share this video with your friends and family, this way they won't miss out. Now remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Until next time, be blessed.